Hey, Steve. You know what? This is actually more like it. The set is a set, but you spend most of your time in people's backyards, on people's decks, and inside people's homes.
Absolutely. We're always out and about looking and trying to help all the Phoenix homeowners.
Well, he's on the go today, and we get to take a look at deck repair. Can you tell us what's going on with this deck that we're looking at?
Well, the deck, it's a two-story deck that has been probably weathering for quite some time.
Yes.
The last homeowner, or it could have been a contractor who maybe didn't really know too much about decks, decided that they were going to cover the deck and use one thing like we make fun of, that duct tape is man's best friend when you have a problem. Well,
but not for decks.
But not for decks. But some roofers and some deck people like to use white elastomeric coating to cover a deck, and they think that that's okay. They use it on roofs. Let's just use it on a deck.
Okay, so white elastomeric coating,
right?
AKA duct tape.
Exactly. In this case.
Okay.
White elastomeric is good on flat roofs,
all right,
in particular situations, and that's what it's made for.
What is it intended for? Like to be like a little seal or like a Band-Aid?
It's like when people tell you on your foam roof that you need to have it coated every so often.
Okay.
A lot of homeowners will go up there and say, well, I don't need a company to go do it. I'll just go, it's been 5 years. I'm a DIY guy. I'm going to go up and do it myself. So they'll wash the deck off and they'll go to your local big box store, get a couple of 5-gallon cans, and they'll roll it on.
All right.
But on a deck situation, it's different because it isn't made for decks. It isn't made to walk on. Neither is for a permanent deck now to have rolled roofing, which is meant for a patio roof.
Okay.
Which is mineral roll. It's like mineral roll. It's like big rolls of shingles.
Which is what should be on this deck.
Well, what's up there is rolled roofing covered with elastomeric.
I see.
Which isn't really going to give you the longevity that you're looking for.
Well, plus I'm also noticing too that there's like a part of the deck that's not covered by really anything.
Right.
That protrudes. So by covering just the space that's being walked on, we're not taking care of the rest, and it looks like the rest is in pretty bad shape.
Right, and what happened here over the course of time, because it has been up there so long, the coating breaks down. And that's what happens, especially when you talk about roofs that need to be recoated periodically. What happens is the elastomeric breaks down, and when it rains, water gets in between the rolled roofing, goes through that elastomeric, down through the roofing, and then before you know it, you wind up getting, which we see in a couple of different areas, where the plywood has just completely rotted out, and you could look straight through and see the underside of the rolled roofing. So, and then you'll notice what happens is when water gets that bad, you get the rot underneath on the eaves, but also it affects like the fascia board in these areas which you see are rotting away, and now the fascia board's literally coming apart. What has to happen is when we're going to go in and we're going to strip all the old material off, take all that old fascia down that's all deteriorating, take out the bad plywood, and then start the rebuilding process.
And who are some of the contractors that you're going to be working with to do this, and what exactly are each of their roles going to be?
Okay. Well, high impact framing and building will be taking care of the framing parts of it, because when we remove all that, there's going to be damaged areas, not just from water, but just from the removal process. There are some areas that will probably have to be resheeted.
Okay.
And then also sometimes when you take their sheets out, we have to make sure that the roof has the integrity and the right pitch before you even start the rebuilding. We don't know until we get all that off to make sure, and we check and see, is the right pitch there, so that we can start rebuilding, so the homeowner will have longevity once it's all completed and many years of good use. And then after that, our good friends at Absolute Waterproofing will come in and install their step-by-step installment of their urethane deck system. And a lot of times we like to put, there's granules, almost like sand granules that go in, so it gives it a non-slip finish. And there's a lot of different colors that we can put on there, which that color decision could be made, when we get close to that stage in the process.
Very cool. And They actually work on both residential and commercial, so
Yes.
you're bringing in the big guns.
Oh, absolutely.
On
This
this
is
project?
this is a big deck for a nice house, and we couldn't think of bringing in but the best.
Well, it is so cool because we're going to start weaving in projects that the Image Home Improvement team are going to be working on. So this is one of those. Even though it's an exterior project, home improvement is from the curb to the backyard and everything in the middle, right?
Exactly. And this, given a lot of time, even more time, and this has gone on for quite a long time, for plywood to rot out and have big gaping holes like this big underneath in the eaves, that, water could seep in as water finds its way into areas that we sometimes don't know. Like Dan always says, water can run, but it can't hide. And
Right.
it'll I guarantee you we'll find other water damage up on top when we remove the deck that we'll have to replace plywood sheeting and make sure that the seal of the deck itself against the house is good.
Well, it's a beautiful day. Beautiful day is the best time of year to actually start repairs,
Right.
because you don't want to be
You don't want to do
waiting
this in
until
July.
it rains.
No.
You don't want to be waiting until it's too hot out here. So this really is great. I mean, we've got beautiful blue skies. I hear an airplane overhead. So I think it's time to get started. We're going to be able to follow this progress, see this deck go from where it is now, which is pretty scary, to where it's going to be. And I'm really excited to be able to go on this ride with you.
That's right. This home has a lot of dangers in this project, and we don't want any of you attempting this on your own. Our favorite saying, a homeowner with tools can be a very dangerous thing, and it usually is when a homeowner attempts to do things that they do not have any skills for. So all you need to do is remember one thing. Call us at the Image Home Improvement Show, 1-800-ASK-A-PRO. That's 1-800-275-2776.
Or visit us online right now at 1-800-AskAPro.tv.
Ready to get started?
Let's go.
Let's do it.